To bring in Republican Congressman Marlin Stutzman of Indiana. He serves on the House Budget Committee. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us on this busy day. What's your position on this legislation to try to fund the Department of Homeland Security, except for ICE and Border Patrol, both of which are already funded pretty much thanks to that big, beautiful bill that passed not that long ago? Do you plan on supporting what the Senate has just done?
Great to be with you, Wolf. Thanks for having me. You know, it feels a little bit like a nothing burger after 3 weeks of all these negotiations. And I feel like, you know, we could have moved past this a long time ago. And just like your former guest was sharing his frustrations that he wasn't getting paid and, you know, still serving the American people, that this is a point we shouldn't be at. We'll see what happens when it comes to the floor. We're supposed to have a conversation here as a conference here in about an hour or so, and we'll find out from Speaker Johnson and from the House leadership, you know, what their plan is. I'm sure they're having conversations with the White House right now to make sure that we're all on the same page. But my, you know, from the conversations I was hearing on the House floor a little bit ago while we were voting, is that there's just a lot of members. It's like we could have done more. We could have, you know, gone a little bit further, and I feel like this is really deflating here at the end when, you know, a lot of Americans have put up with so much frustration and chaos when they didn't need to, and this is the Senate product, and so we'll see what happens here in about an hour.
So based on what you know so far, Congressman, which way are you leaning, to support what the Senate has done or fight it?
Well, you know, I'll support what the Senate has done if that's what is on the floor, but I don't think that, again, if I want to support Speaker Johnson and, you know, hear from him and what his thoughts are. And I know there was you know, debate over like anti-CBDC language with the digital currency language. You know, why wasn't that included, or it could have been included? With these must-pass bills like this one, we could have added some other policy positions to the bill, and so they're talking through that scenario. Unfortunately, you know, we still see a lot of these bills get hung up in the Senate, and so us House members we're more aggressive. We want to get things done. We're on 2-year terms, and of course that's what the founding fathers wanted. So we're going to push a little bit more than what the Senate does.
But if you pass what the Senate has done in the House of Representatives, Congressman, these long lines at airports will simply go away. Isn't that important? It
is, absolutely, and that's what we all want to do. We don't want to hold that up. You know, the president has said even that he was going to find a way to pay TSA agents, get these folks paid, and get them caught up without Congress, from what I understood this morning. And I was glad to hear that, because these folks shouldn't be put through, you know, this difficulty, you know, now that they're missing 2-3 paychecks. The other thing that I've told, you know, my colleagues is that these folks, it'll start hurting their credit ratings, and then you'll start doing some long-term damage if they can't pay a credit card bill, or they can't pay a car payment, or a rent payment or mortgage. So this is important. We have to get this done, and I think that's what you know, the conversations are going on right now, is how do we make sure that happens, and is there an opportunity to maybe add some other language that the Senate just doesn't seem to take time to address?
As you know, the House, and you're a member of the House, was supposed to begin, a 2-week recess, sort of a spring break recess later today. Is that going to happen, or what do you think?
Well, if we don't get our TSA agents and Coast Guard paid, you know, we need to stay here and get it done. The Senate, of course, passed this bill and left town, which, as a House member, is a little frustrating, because it feels like, you know, this is all you're going to get after 3 weeks of negotiations. But you know, we're going to make sure that we do the job. I think there's an opportunity to maybe add some other language on some other policy positions that the Senate has just been very slow to move on. But we'll find out here from Speaker Johnson and the leadership in about an hour what they feel could pass, because my guess is the Senate does not come back after they left town after the vote last night. And you know, the other thing is, Wolf, they passed this without any members on the Senate floor under unanimous consent. And again, you know, we've gone 3 weeks through all of this rigmarole, and this is the end product. And it's frustrating, but we're going to make sure that TSA agents get their paychecks. We're not going to be holding that up.
And as you know, Congressman, if you make changes in what the Senate has passed and sent to the House, and you make some significant changes, then that legislation has to go back to the Senate for approval, and all these senators are now away from Washington. They've gone into recess, and that could take a while to bring them all back.
Well, they could do what they did last night, and if they have several senators on the floor, they could pass a bill under unanimous consent, and they wouldn't all have to come back. And that's what we're discussing is, you know, can we add another piece of legislation that we've been waiting on for in the House to add to this without creating a lot of chaos? And I think that's possible, but we'll find out from the Speaker here. And his conversations, with, of course, with Senator Thune have to come in some sort of agreement. You know how it is. Nobody's ever happy in these situations. Nobody gets everything that they want, and sometimes that's the way it should be, because if one side wins more than the other, then there's always difficulties moving forward. But I think that in this case, what we need to remember, this is a big travel weekend. Over the next several weekends, we want to make sure TSA agents are paid, that people are back to work, and this chaos that we've seen over the past 3 weeks doesn't continue.
All right, Congressman Marlin Stutzman of Indiana, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf. Great to be with you.